Hey there, Fit Lifers. Welcome to another beautiful day here at Fit Life with Alicia. So today I wanted to talk about cravings, and really I want to talk about removing the shame and the guilt and the embarrassment that we might feel when we have cravings. Now, a lot of people watching this video, maybe all of you and myself included, when we are trying to lose some weight and gain better health and take better care of ourselves and better care of our bodies, oftentimes that means that we are trying to either cut back or cut out some of those foods that we know aren't good for us. Oftentimes this is junk food, processed food, sugary foods, things that we know are not good for our health when we're eating too much of them. So I am currently in the process of starting a new health coaching business, and yesterday I was talking with a new client, and one of the things that she is trying to cut back on is soda. She likes soda, she's used to having it on a pretty regular basis, but she also knows that it's contributing to her lack of energy and to not feeling good, and she's ready to change her life. And so she's ready to take some of those steps to gaining back her health and to feeling better. And that does mean that it's time to cut back on her soda habit. Now, as you all know, that is not an easy thing to do. When we're used to having those treats or those junk foods, usually we're used to relying on those things to help us get through hard days, hard times, to help us manage the stress in our lives, and to help us feel better when in some way or another we're feeling off, right? And so we oftentimes turn to those junk foods to help us feel better. And my client yesterday is no different. And I know a lot of you guys, maybe all of you guys watching this video can relate to this, right? We're kind of all in the thick of trying to change our health and trying to feel better. And so I think most of us are trying to do the same thing. So yesterday she texted me and she said, you know what, I really want soda today. I'm really missing it. I'm really craving it. And I'm having a really hard time staying away from it. And one thing that I really wanted to drive home to her was how important it was for her to understand that there was nothing wrong with her for having these cravings. I think oftentimes, and at least I know in my own personal experience, it wasn't necessarily a conscious thought that I was having, but when I would start craving something, I kind of feel like a bad person. And that sounds kind of silly. And again, it wasn't a conscious thought like, oh, you're having a craving, you're a bad person. But it was just kind of this in the back of my mind, unconscious feeling that like I'm a bad person, I'm a loser, I'm too weak, I'm not motivated enough, I don't have enough willpower, I'm not strong enough, and I would feel bad for having cravings. Can anybody else out there relate to this? So when I was talking with my client yesterday and she was really struggling with these cravings, I really wanted her to understand that there was nothing wrong with her for having these cravings. She's not a bad person, she's not weak, she's not all of those things. What those cravings mean is that you're human. You're normal. I think that most people in this world use food to cope with the stress of life, and we're used to relying on that. So when we try to remove that, we're kind of like, I don't know what to do. I feel stressed. I feel tired. I feel anxious. I feel all these hard feelings. I need my comfort foods, right? And so to try and cut back on that, it's going to be hard in the beginning, and you are going to have cravings, and it is normal. You are normal. It just makes you human. And I think it's really important to remove the shame, remove the guilt, and maybe the embarrassment that we might feel when it comes to our eating habits. There is nothing wrong with you. This is just maybe how you cope with all those hard, uncomfortable feelings that we experience on a pretty regular basis. And one thing that I think is really important to point out is most of us have not ever learned how to manage and cope with stress in a healthy way, right? And so we turn to the easiest fix that we can find that's going to help us feel better really fast, and that is oftentimes food. So with that being said, I just wanted to put this message out there that when you're having cravings, it's okay. You're not a bad person. you're not a weak person. It's not that you're not motivated enough or that you don't have enough willpower. It just makes you human and normal. So I wanted to share this because this has been really key in helping me manage my cravings when I'm trying to break out of a food addiction or relying on foods. It has been super helpful for me to just say, hey, there's nothing wrong with you. It's normal to have these cravings. You're only human. It's going to be really hard in the beginning to get off of these foods. So this is normal, and it's okay if it's hard. It's okay if you're having cravings. It's all good. And when I kind of have that little pep talk with myself, all of a sudden these cravings kind of like, they settle down a little bit and they don't feel so strong and they don't feel like they carry as much power over me as they used to. And so I thought I would share this in the hopes that it might be useful to somebody else out there who is currently in the midst of trying to change their eating habits and maybe struggling with cravings as well. Also, I have a few go-to tips and tricks that I like to use to help me get through cravings that I thought maybe I would make a follow-up video and share those in case, again, it could be useful to somebody else out there. So if you're interested in a follow-up video with those tips and tricks to get through cravings, let me know and I will go ahead and make that video. Also, like I said, I'm starting a new health coaching business and I love helping people figure out what is going to help them feel better, what's going to help them lose weight, what is going to help them take back their health and live the life they want to live. So if that is something you're interested in having help with, I would love to chat with you. Let's see if we could be a good fit and maybe I can help you figure out and crack the code to your health as well. I hope that you got some use out of this video. I really appreciate you coming along and watching with me. Also, if you have a comment on this, thoughts on cravings, what do you do when you have cravings that hit hard and fast? Leave me a comment, let me know. Maybe it could be useful to other people reading these comments as well. Otherwise, let me know what you think of this video. Okay, so this is all I have for you guys today. I would love to hear from you in the comments. Please hit that thumbs up button, that notification bell if you're already a subscriber, so you know when I have new videos coming out. And if you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. I love talking all things health, fitness, and wellness and sharing what I'm learning here in these videos in the hopes, once again, that they could be useful to other people out there. So if that resonates with you, please hit that subscribe button. Otherwise, I will see you back here once again in a few days with a new video.